I've tried to make this video 10 times because how important is it to acknowledge and move with the signs that we get in life? So if you are looking for a sign, some sign to go all in, and I don't know what all in means for you, but I'm gonna think it's to live as your true self, confidence, a fulfilled life, being okay in your skin as you are for who you are. So if you're looking for a sign and you need a sign, like someone to give you the permission or the reassurance that we want that. We want that from you. We want the fullest expression from you and only you. You are your own creature. And I just want to say, because you clicked on this video, I just want to acknowledge that within your mind and within your soul, you have the calling. You have a calling to embark on some journey from the known to the unknown, from the lived to the unlived. And when I say unlived, it's the unlived life is what we dream for and what we hope for, the things that percolate in our soul that we know that we have to do with our life, but sometimes it feels so scary and we can procrastinate for weeks or for years before even taking that first step. And so if you're looking for a sign to go all in, whatever all in looks like, why don't we do it together? Okay, before I ramble on with some things to help you, in the last video I promised that this video we would be in a different location to which we are. Ta-da! It is one of the 5 blue zones in the world. It's not Italy, Japan, California, and I think it's Greece. That's the other one. We are in Costa Rica. So buenos tardes, soon to be buenas noches from Costa Rica. Okay, but I want to share a story with you. And I share stories because we find parts of ourselves in each other through story. It's a very powerful tool for us to connect and for me to teach. So day 6 was yesterday. So I've been in Costa Rica and I woke up in the morning and I had this profound aching sadness. And I was like, I thought you get to leave that back there and at home when you go on vacation. It turns out you really don't get to leave that at home ever. So the reason why I'm telling you this is I wonder if the signs in life are the signs in life that we need to clue us into the fact that we're going the right way, or we need to like really put our heart into it. We know it's like we dreamt it in our minds and in our hearts. And then it could just be about the execution to walk into this, I don't know, walk into the future, walk into the unknown, to hear the calling. The sign to go all in is this, I don't know how to describe it, but maybe you feel it. It's like you just know you have to do something. So what do we do when we get the calling? What do we do when we know it's time to go all in? What do we do? I want to read something. So in my moments of sadness yesterday, what I realized, and I'm curious what you think about this, that what I've been doing for many years with this persistent sadness is I've been trying to get away from it at all costs. Like I'm over it. It's annoying. I'm sick of it. I'm doing the work. Why is it still here? What am I missing? So I was in my la land yesterday and I was reading David White, and here's what he says. How can we influence the future of our lives, the lived life, with our inner truth? So if it's not the fear and the doubt and the disbelief as to if we can actually have the thing that we want, how can we influence the future from a place of inner truth? There's that. And then I think in terms of a sign to go all in, I think what's been most challenging about making this video is everyone's brain processes information differently. Some are more visual, some are more auditory. I guess my question for you would be, if I didn't know what a sign was and you had to explain it to me, what would you say? And again, I'm just eliciting from you. So if you clicked on the video, you're watching the video, we're talking about the sign to go all in. Like, what lets you know, other than it just being a calling? And that could be enough. What lets you know that it's time? What lets you know that it's time? There is something in you that is ready, and there is something in you that is ripe to cross the threshold and to, here's what it is. I think sometimes we get tripped up and we are looking for the sign because we're trying to go from A to Z, not necessarily from A to B, which I think is the best way to do it. And again, I'm just like you trying to figure this all out, but what happens when we go from A to B is life will give us the information and the kind of direction to go from B to C and then from C to D. But if we try and go from A to Z, that's when we get tripped up. So I wonder if you were looking for a sign to go all in, what does A to B look like? Let's forget about Z. Actually, let's not forget about Z. Here's what we can do. If you take a look at this video, there are a lot of questions that can help you start to frame what is Z? What is the ideal outcome? What if I handed you a magic wand? What would you have for yourself that is going to require you to go all in? And then now, what is the very first step? The very first step, not step 50 or 100, because again, that's the brain strategy, because it doesn't feel safe in the unknown, which is fine. The brain does funny things. But what is the very first step to just getting on the path from A to B? And then B will go to C, and then C will unfold to D, and D to E, and eventually you're gonna end up at Z. I actually think my hair is going to dreadlocks because of the sea salt. Okay, I wanna read something else. If you're looking for a sign to go all in, and there is a part of you that has wanted to just give up on what the ideal outcome, like what your dream life could look like or be like. If there's a part of you that wanted to give up, this is for the part of you that wanted to give up. I got my notes. Can you see how worn this is? I have been trying to make this video for 6 days. Giving up on an original idea because we have not got to the heart of the reason why we're delaying. I gotta read this again. Good gosh. Seriously, okay. Giving up on an original idea because we have not got to the heart of the reason why we're delaying. So if I were to track back and bring in this experience of my own sadness, the sadness was persistent because I wasn't getting to the heart of what the sadness was all about. So for me, again, I'm just sharing a personal story as a way to teach. The sadness was the result of procrastination. I was procrastinating on executing some really big projects so that we can actually be together more anyway, I was procrastinating for years. That sustained procrastination was then creating the experience of sadness, and I was missing it. Do you hear the bird? It's so pretty. Can you hear it? Actually, maybe I should just pause for a minute. Can you hear the bird? It's so beautiful. This is your sign to go all in. I really do believe that. If you've landed on the channel, hi, I'm Ash, and sometimes we just need reassurance, and sometimes we just need someone to be like, you know what? It's gonna be okay. Let's just get to A to B. That's it. Sometimes just A to B is enough. I would love to extend that invitation and that hand so that it's possible. It's totally possible. It may not feel possible because this brain does funny things. Oh, you don't deserve it, or you're not good enough, or it will never work out, or I can't have what I want. This thing just generates, I should put in these like little thought bubbles, like boom, 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 boom. I think, again, if you've got the calling to go all in, you have the calling. You have the calling in your soul. There is something in you that wants to adventure into the future, and the future can be unknown, and sometimes it can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. I think, here's what I think: the less that we go at this alone, the better we are. Hands down. I know for myself, anytime I get in a room with a group of people who are nice, everything changes. Okay, so I've said a lot of different things. If you clicked on this video, there is something in you that is called, deeply called, to start to take up the work of creating this unlived life. Not just creating it, because it probably lives in you, but it's... I wish I had a microphone. I think it's just identifying more specifically, what is this unlived life? Like, what in you wants to come alive and needs to come alive now? And then how is it that we can go from A to B? A to B, that's good enough for right now. Because what happens from A to B, if you go the wrong direction, which is highly unlikely because you're intuitive, and when you hear things and you take action, you're hearing your own wisdom. If you were to go the wrong way or do the wrong thing or whatever, life will course correct you in the direction that you need to go, and that's the truth. Life is extremely concerned that you are continuing on the path that was already chosen for you, and will course correct you towards this unlived life. Lived, you know. Lived is where you're coming from. You know that quite well. And if you're looking for the sign, you have the calling in your heart, it's time to heed the calling. And let's have some fun with it. It can be an adventure. I mean, coming to Costa Rica, came here specifically to resolve what I was so stuck with and to find the sign to go all in. And it was by turning, for me, it was turning into the sadness and being like, you know what? You've been persistent for years and I don't get it. What am I missing? And in asking that question, the sadness was, it's the byproduct or the result of procrastination. I don't know if that's true for you. Everybody is different. Here's what it is. The need to start to take up our life and do the work to have the things that we want is usually driven from pain. It's usually driven from things that just feel like they are absolutely 100% not working out. I don't know how to fix this. I'm not gonna try. If we're lucky, we'll hear some monkeys. They're not big, they're like this big. Yay big. And they sound like 500-pound gorillas. Here's the thing, if you wanna go on holiday and rest and sleep in, don't go to Costa Rica. The monkeys, I love them. I'm in their country, but they're up at 5 a.m. every single morning. I hope this is helpful. So if you're looking for a sign, that calling in your heart and the experience of reaching or looking for something different, that's your sign. If you just need some support and reassurance on that path, hi, my name's Ash. I'd love to help. I actually get kind of this area produces. You know, life is weird. Life is scary sometimes. That bird wants to offer you some reassurance too, that you're on the right path. You have the calling in your heart. If you just need some tools and resources to work through the obstacles, the fear, the doubt, or the disbelief, or whatever, please dig into the channel. There are so many videos offering so many different paths through the dark forest. And in the most respectful way, because it's one thing to come on here and be like, change your life or go all in, and completely bypass the dark night, the soul, the stuff that cuts away at us and hurts and is persistent. And honestly, I think what took me so long in making this video is I wasn't sure if I should include that, the honesty around the sadness and stuff like that. But guys, I can't it would be the most dishonest thing to come on here and be like 10 tips to manifest anything, which I think there's value in that, but there's a human. There's a human. You have a heart and you have a brain, and it's that shadow, that sticky stuff, that stuff that will just not let go or back down. Those are parts of you that probably just want to ensure the stuff that you really want for yourself will happen. So I want to honor those parts of you, and I just want to appreciate you that there is something in you reaching for a better life. Well, I was going to watch a sunset on the beach. And then I was like, I have to make this video. It is driving me crazy that I have thought about it for days and tried 10 times, and it hasn't like, do you know what it is? I would actually say it's my own way or my own sign of going all in. Like when I can do this, I mean, it's cool to write some thoughts down, but when we can talk from the heart, I think that's where the goodness, that's like where the real stuff comes out. So, buenas noches from Costa Rica. It is a wonderful country. If you're from Costa Rica, thank you so much. Your country is absolutely beautiful. If you've never been here, it's a fantastic country. It's probably one of my favorite places. And this is my experience of going all in. I came here to embark on a journey, literally and metaphorically. Husband's off doing his own spiritual retreat. And I was like, I need to resolve this sadness. It is, I can't get over it. I can't get around it. I can't get under it. So thanks for being here. This is your friend Ash. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I know we're not outside. I tried to film outside. I don't know if I said that. It was like wedding parties and the wind was blowing the camera over, and I've tried many times, but I hope you'll forgive me and allow a video in the hotel room. Okay, good day, good night, wherever you are in the world. Goodbye.